So if you haven't seen my previous video, basically I went on a 2-month trip last year across North America with my boyfriend, and we went across Canada, then the west of the US, and then down to Aruba. And I'm just looking back through our travels and going over what we saw, what we ate, mostly for me so that I have a bit of a diary that I can look back on, but hopefully it could come in handy to anyone out there who's looking to do a similar trip. And for context, we live in England, and so if I talk about culture shocks or anything, that's kind of where that's coming from. But yes, we left off at the last one traveling by coach from Montreal to Québec City. So the coach was really comfortable, very quick. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was about 2.5 or 3 hours long. And I get really travel sick and I was absolutely fine, so that was great. And we only stayed in Quebec for 2 nights, so it was a short trip, but we felt that was a good amount of time. No regrets on not staying there longer. We got to visit the city, try a bit of the local specialities and see a bit of the local scene, and get a good feel for it without staying too long. So that was great. And yeah, without more dilly-dallying, I'll move on to the pictures. We arrived in the evening, so first thing we did was go to a local microbrewery to get a drink while it was nice and sunny outside, and we had dinner at a Japanese restaurant. This was all really close to our Airbnb, which was in the Saint-Roch neighbourhood, which was very nice. Then we went to sleep. The following day we went for a big explore, so we had a coffee next to our Airbnb in the morning, and then we went across to the old Quebec neighborhood and we had a walk around the Artillery Park, Saint-Jean Gate, and just have a little mooch. There were lots of nice antique shops. The weather was an absolute delight. I have to say we really lucked out on our trip. Then after seeing the Quebec City mural, which depicts the history of Quebec, we went for lunch at the famous Buffet de l'Antiquaire, where I had a classic shrimp goodie, which is basically a shrimp lobster roll, which was delicious, although there was a bit too much raw onion in there for me, but we had a really nice lunch. And then we went on another long stroll, so went up to the Place Royale, of course, with the very grand Fairmont Hotel and the lovely view. Then we walked all the way along the river with all the viewpoints, which was a lovely walk all the way to the Citadelle of Quebec to see the Plains of Abraham. And then we walked all the way back towards Old Quebec. We fell for the coated popcorn, got the salted caramel one, which was nice for the first few bites, and then it got too much and we ended up carrying the popcorn around with us for our entire trip. Then we decided to make dinner in our Airbnb because it had a kitchen, so we thought we might as well. And we got a few of the bits from a deli nearby, and the absolute highlight was the bottle of wine we got, which was a white wine from the Oka Beach region, which we'd been really close to when we went on our trip in Montreal. So that was really fun that we knew where it was and we tried it, and it was actually one of the best white wines I've ever had. So that was really a highlight. And then I think we just made burritos, and we made enough that we could have it as a picnic for lunch the next day as well. And then we just had a chill evening. We ended up finding on the American Netflix this show which was like a barbecue showdown, which is basically like the Great British Bake Off but for barbecue chefs, and we got completely addicted. We watched it the entire trip after that. We loved it. We were hooked. Ooh, let's rock and roll, baby. Barbecue for me is a party. I cook with alcohol. I cook better when I'm drinking. Day 2, we went for a lovely coffee at a place called Cantuc in the morning and sat outside, and then we carried on exploring the Saint-Viateur neighbourhood, went into the vintage shops and all the little local shops, and then walked up to have a picnic lunch with a view. I was obsessed, so took a photo of the water fountain because they had a special one for dogs, which was adorable. And I don't have many photos of that day, but we just carried on walking around and exploring, and then we went for some drinks in various pub gardens because it was a lovely day, and listened to some live music, and then we went back to the microbrewery for dinner. I discovered I absolutely love fruit sours and love the galopin sizes that they do in Canada for beer on tap. So that was fun. And then we got a flight to Toronto, the next episode of the trip, with this adorable dog for you to look forward to. And the reason I am wearing this t-shirt is not by accident. I actually bought it while I was across in Quebec, mostly as a little memory, because it says Quebec, Canada on it, but also because it has a lobster on it and I love lobsters, and because we got a bit obsessed with this brand Huke, which is very sustainable and a lot of outdoor hiking wear. And when we were out there, we did a lot of hiking, not so much in Montreal, Quebec and Toronto at all, but we went to Banff and to quite a lot of national parks, and thought we'd become hikers. So we got a few bits from Huke, but no regrets. I actually love that brand. But yeah. So that's it for Quebec City. The next one will be Toronto. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed looking back at the trip. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and feel free to check out all my other videos. We've got lots of nice seasonal recipes on there, and you can also check out my website where I've got some details on all the restaurants and places we went to for all our travels, and also lots of other fun bits on healthy seasonal recipes. So feel free to check those out. But thanks for watching.